There's a guy who's absolutely bankrupt, doesn't even have food to eat for the next meal. And he gets a letter that next month you're going to get $1 million. There's a long lost uncle of yours. Here's the address. You're going to be handed this mansion and $1 million and a lifelong income and all of this stuff. And he's going to be a millionaire in a month. For the next month, he's still homeless. For the next month, he's still got nothing. But he's got this letter, this government certified, legally certified letter. And even though he has one meal a day of one bite, everybody else is miserable around him. And he's like, why are you so happy, bro? I know something you don't know. I got something that's a guarantee of something that will give me relief in the future, right? Well, he got a letter from the government or a lawyer or something like that, and he has confidence in it. The promise to Yaqub came from who? It came from Allah. And even before the promise is filled, his heart is filled with joy. Yes or no? Believers have been promised forgiveness, Jannah, that their deeds will be counted, that if they make sincere tawbah, that Allah will recognize that no effort they ever make will go wasted. In this life, surrounded by misery, surrounded by deprivation, surrounded by loss, there's this promise of Allah. The faith we have in Allah and the promise of Allah's words, this Quran is like the shirt whose scent is constantly giving us relief. We're not in Jannah. We haven't gotten the forgiveness, but the promise of how to earn it and the honor of being able to do a good deed. And imagine the caravan traveling to Yusuf again. Every step that the camel takes, every step that the horse takes, every tree that Yaqub passes by, I'm getting closer to my son. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. How much longer? How much longer? Every step he takes closer to the fulfillment of Allah's promise brings him more joy. Yes or no? In a spiritual sense, perhaps we're learning that every step we take to serve our master, every step we take to pray, every day we get the honor of praying Fajr, of Dhuhr, of Asr, of Maghrib, of Isha. Every time we take one step, we're getting closer to Allah's promise towards us. Every time we chose the higher road and we didn't backbite, every time we chose to tell the truth, every time we chose to earn the honest living and not lie, every time we walked away from evil, every time we walked away from making bad assumptions, every time we walked away from the temptation of saying something wrong and we didn't say it, every one of those is a step towards Allah's promise. And every step towards Allah's promise is supposed to bring us what? Joy. And everybody else around us they'll feel like you're missing out. Why are you happy? Because inni a'lamu min Allahi ma la ta'lamun. I've come to know something about Allah that you haven't experienced yet. I am overjoyed that I get the opportunity to serve my Rabb, to do something that makes me closer to the fulfillment of His promise of forgiveness. Makes me more, I pray Allah accepts it so that I can see Him and I can find the relief in Him that He's guaranteed me, that He's offering me. I pray Allah doesn't make it let it get washed away. And even if in this world the relief I was looking for never comes, I know that Allah Azza wa Jal has given me this relief. So I will leave this world happy because Allah's promise is always true. So there's a worldly relief and a hope in worldly relief. And there's also a spiritual dimension to this phrase that informs our lives. It gives value to nothing being a waste. Nothing being a waste. Some of you dropped out of school. You couldn't finish. Some of you lost your business. It didn't work out. And some of you, your marriage failed. Some of you, your children ran away from you. Some of you, your siblings won't ever talk to you again. All of us have different kinds of catastrophes in our lives. And doesn't matter what that catastrophe was. It doesn't matter what that hardship was. Whatever that hardship was, if through that hardship we were still able to obey Allah and take a step towards Allah, then you know what? When we stand in front of Allah, we're going to be like, those were the best opportunities in my life. What everybody else will see as failure and disaster will be a secret source of joy for us because we're getting closer to Allah. He's bringing us closer to Him. Sometimes tears caused by human beings lead to tears in front of Allah, and those are the most valuable things you'll take in front of Allah on Judgment Day. Nothing I bring in front of Allah will be more valuable than the emotions I felt from my heart when I worshipped Him. And sometimes He just wants me to do that. Sometimes He puts me through it so that I recognize who my Rabb really is, who's really in control. I can't control people. I can't control who loves me and who hates me. I can't control what people are going to do to me. I can't control any of that. That's always been in my Rabb's hands. What I can control is how connected my heart is to Allah. That I can control. And when I can steer myself towards Allah, man, the doors He will open, the relief He will bring, the scent He will bring my way, the joy He will bring. May Allah Azza wa Jal really give us a life of joy rooted in the promise of Allah made to us in His book. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us of those who really find their heart's content in His words and are able to stand before Allah on Judgment Day with these words of Allah being a testimony in our favor and not a testimony against us. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikr al-Hakim.